Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have a shaft to test today. When a company reached out to us or through Instagram and said, we have this shaft called AUTOFLEX, manufactured by some Korean shaft manufacturers. There is no flex designation.
No.
This is, you know, SF is part of the sort of coding on it. SF 505 stands for spec free. Doesn't have a spec. Very low in the CPM. Very, very soft and sort of by design and nature. We were very, very skeptical about what this could offer in the North American market, especially for you as our tester.
It didn't add up for me.
Yeah.
I was definitely curious to do it, but in terms of everything you just read off, it pointed to, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, we've tested hundreds of shafts. We know a certain speed of swing demands a certain CPM rating vaguely, just to keep the club reasonably in line and have a good strike pattern.
Yeah.
So I think on paper, it's definitely the opposite of traditional thinking, that's for sure.
And I've heard in the past of new materials being introduced into shaft technology that allows them to get the weight down, but get the strength up.
Right.
But this is not that.
That's not that.
This is a very lightweight. They have a sub 40, sub 50 gram shafts, sub 60 as well as what this, I think the one
This
you're
is
trying
59
is kind of around 59 at raw. So by the time we cut it to length, it was mid 50s. And that's the heaviest one they do.
Crazy.
So the whole purpose of this is to give you something that requires less exertion. Makes it easier to swing. You still get all the distance, all that sort of stuff. But they talk a lot about accuracy as well.
Which
not
is
just about distance.
Yeah, generally those two things in the style of technology they're talking about don't really go together. Like, usually accuracy comes from what? Strike point, phase control.
Exactly.
You wouldn't think a soft shaft would give you either of those.
And it comes in hot pink.
The hottest pink. Maybe the hottest I've ever seen. It's on fire, it's hurting my hands.
It's Bubba pink.
Yes.
Could fit nicely into his G410.
It would.
So let's test it. Now, I mean, getting into the material content, I don't think is going to get anyone too excited,
No.
you know, because that's where we geek out and you know, less the consumer. But there are materials in this that they haven't even filed for the patent on the shaft spec or materials because they don't want people to know what it is.
That's a wild scene.
It literally is printed on here. It says Korea hidden technology.
Right.
In that there is something in here that, in their opinion, would change the way shafts are made, materials used, things like that. And they don't want to file because they don't want people to know what it is.
Pixie dust.
That might be great marketing, you know,
It might be.
by creating enough curiosity that you go, oh, I have to try it. I have to try it. What is it? Mm-hmm. We're going to see if any of that's true.
775 US.
775 US.
So not a bargain.
More than any shaft we have on the wall. We don't have anything even close to that on the wall. 500 US is the most expensive
Super
we have
premium
on the
shaft.
wall.
Yeah, so we're talking almost 1,100 bucks Canadian by the time you get it here,
yeah.
and
For sure.
not cheap.
Not cheap, okay? Now, again, not a spec we would even come close to even thinking about for you. So we've set you on a specific hole where we know it's not just about distance, it is about accuracy as well. And you would think that at some point there would have to be some trade-offs going with something as light. I mean, tell me about what it felt like just to, you know, swing it and waggle it. And
Well, waggling it is crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like a senior flex. No, you know what? It reminds me of Zexio drivers. Similar
Zexio.
kind of amount of flexibility.
Right.
I don't want to give too much away before I hit a couple, but
Yeah.
like, it doesn't feel like that once you actually come through impact.
Interesting.
It feels different. So maybe that's the auto flexing. I'm not sure, but
Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it, and we can discuss what you're experiencing a little bit more once we see a few flights and things like that. It's a lovely drive. That's the speed slot at number 12 here at Oakmont.
that is going to go very far. Ooh, run.
Oh, it was a little soft bounce there, just kicked it up in there, just puffed up in
Did
there.
somebody leave a ball mark out there?
Oh!
Hello. Hello, friend.
One.
Hello, old friend.
I like a roundup, but
I also like a roundup.
That's got the deep flight in it.
It's high in the face.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
gone. That is gone. Longest drive of maybe the last year here. I don't think I've hit any balls that far since I can remember.
I mean, you don't normally benefit from either light or longer in terms of speed acquisition.
It's true.
Normally, those things don't give you anything extra.
This is good for, based on what we were doing earlier, it's good for about 5 miles an hour for me.
Yeah.
I was 122 at most earlier.
At the most.
I'm not swinging hard. I just feel that you can just maybe create a bit more speed.
Yeah, it's easy to swing fast.
It just is happening, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just low spin. That curvature is just coming because there's probably only 1,500 RPMs in that guy.
Jeez.
Seriously deep.
I mean, it's not nothing. That extra club head speed is just popping up every time.
Okay, so there's something going on here. There's something in this. Now, we could have felt like maybe Maverick wouldn't be the best pairing for you for this particular one. So I want to just test it with an LST.
Sure, yeah.
It's probably the most fade biased option that we could put you in.
Just to control the right side. I mean, it felt like I was striking all those really well, but they did kind of want to go a little right.
Have a little bit of that side to them.
Why?
Try and draw a straighter line.
I know. So spinny though, why? Spun a lot for a middle strike.
It's coming.
Come on. Keep going. Go right. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you bugger.
Ask.
Still long. Okay. I think I can probably start swinging at this one a little bit freer. Not hang on to the face. I mean, I kind of haven't really mishit a ball in 15 swings.
Yeah.
The face certainly hasn't been square every time, but the
there's
strike
a big
is...
difference between, slightly mistiming the face and just hit it all over the face.
I know.
You're certainly not doing that.
No, it's just slightly off. There was a mojo going for sure.
Love that shape.
Now we're going. Oh yeah.
I want to take a little poll. Hands up for the channel. Who thinks it's more exciting when Matty's over 180? Me.
I do. I'm excited. I think I can swing faster, to be honest. Hit miss.
Probably a gear that you don't feel like you've had in a little while, just to flip it on like this.
Yeah, crazy. It's normally to recruit an extra 5 or 6 miles an hour. You're doing some special stuff, but
yeah, you're starting to go. Okay, what's that move again? What's those
so true.
squat?
Definitely hit some long ones.
Yeah, it has the long ball in it.
Yeah. I'd say the strike pattern is a lot better than I'd expect given what it feels like. That's what I would say. Given how kind of loose it feels, I feel like I can at least strike the face reasonably well. Now, I don't know if I can time it, but...
I want to go back to your Maverick. Okay, so we've kind of messed about a little bit.
Yes.
Started with your Maverick Sub-Zero with your normal head configuration. Went G410 We think that might be a little bit too heavy in the head weight for that shaft.
Yes.
And it says that. You don't do that.
It says shoot for like
Yeah.
D1 or D2, but it was fun to test. It doesn't work though.
And that's a very fade by his head. It never really worked though. It still wanted to kind of, actually missed left and right.
It was bad.
So we've taken the heavy weight out of Maverick. We've got ourselves to a really light swing weight. And you said the shaft, or the feel of the club now feels stiffer.
Totally different. Oh yeah, the waggle test is night and day.
Right.
Night and day.
So let's see if it now acts differently.
Okay.
Oh, that had a different gear to that, did it not?
Sort of.
That was 330
Yeah,
there.
it flew further. All right. I mean, the driver feels very strange now.
Does it?
Those hits above center feel extremely mishit.
Yeah.
They feel almost like you've skied the ball.
Well,
But
look at your efficiency's plummeted. Your
Gonzo.
club head speed's faster, not by much, but it is faster.
it's not producing any output. Is that basically the issue?
Yeah, less. Okay, one more ramped up club speed, and then we're going to put the head weight back in.
Okay. See what the difference is.
It's turned over fraction, isn't it? So
Well,
long.
it is 130, but I can't keep it in the fairway.
130.
So it can definitely get you swinging a lot faster. I think that's no doubt. But I guess we've removed so much weight now that the head doesn't have any. I know it's not.
It's a real milestone though. In 130 club head speed,
It's fast.
181 ball speed with low efficiency. I mean, couldn't have struck it better. It's just dead center.
So
Let's
it
pop
shows.
that slightly heavier head
Put
weight
that back in, yeah. It's close. Just a little low strike.
Yep. Probably quick but slightly spinny.
Yes. That is exactly what it is. I think that'll be is that faster. Yeah, it's funny. Similar efficiency, eh? Oh, that's close.
Oh, that looked seriously.
That was
Look how long that's
flown
there
like
for.
340.
340.
That might be the longest carry I've ever had. The junk.
Wow, 130 there.
I'm back.
Turn. No, it's just going to hang. Oh, come on.
Beauty of a bounce. Oh. Good. It's the club head speed is no joke though, because I was 121.
Yep.
5 or 6 miles an hour is crazy.
Another few just like that.
That's a goodie. I would think there's a little bit too much trade-off with the other one.
Do you feel like you gain all your control back when you go back to this one? Does
Pretty
it feel
much.
like a short driver?
It does. Feels short and heavy and stiff. Yeah, it really does. It's exactly what it feels
That's
like.
what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. Feels exactly like what it is. Yeah, I don't think it's for me.
No, it would appear.
Which normally we don't criticize, but if you're going to offer a double X, then you sort of have to justify that it works, right? I think you can definitely get some faster club head speed, but I would not do that to my dispersion and strike pattern for the sake of 3-4 miles an hour ball speed. It's not really enough. I mean, it's 5 to 10 yards at most, if not less. Yeah. There's no doubt you can swing it faster, but
Gonna pop back into the other one again if you can.
I'm literally not gonna be able to play golf ever again after this.
So ruined.
Actually, the funny thing is that my swing felt better when I went back to mine. A little training aid.
Yeah.
Timing or something, because it's so whippy. Okay, this same one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, you definitely cannot ignore the fact that that all of a sudden went to 129, 180.
Yeah.
And we just picked the club up and hit it. You can't ignore that. I don't really know what to conclude from it, but it is pretty interesting.
I don't think there's high value in standing there with this one hitting it.
That's a great
It's
point.
almost a bit of a false test. That's why I wanted you to like go back to yours, go back to this, and then just
hit it.
Hit it again. Because the first time you hit it, you were like, wow, this is crazy.
Standing start.
But when you hit it and you start to kind of lose that timing with it and you have to try and achieve a different timing.
Yes.
It's almost like a different test almost, but 129, 180 is really no joke.
Standing start, that never happens.
Yeah. Interesting, eh? So, probably something going on.
I would say I want to test it more, for sure. I'm curious enough from this to struggle to conclude anything, but know that there's something good going on. I just don't know what to point to exactly.
Yeah.
An inch, you would agree, an inch in build length should not give you 8 miles an hour club head speed.
We can go back to how many countless videos we've done this in the past with you and see that that's the case.
It's negligible usually, but it's never 20 yards in the air.
Yeah, 20 on the fly is a lot.
Yeah, the rolls are relevant because most of them went in the rough.
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
the carry is a joke. Like I honestly don't know that I've carried a ball 343 in here before. I don't remember that. You would remember.
No,
You've got a better memory than I do.
Maybe a couple of sneaky times that you've kind of got it going, but
it's a different gear for sure.
Yeah. I just think that was interesting. That was
Yeah.
quite compelling to come back to that. The launch numbers are good. The strike was generally very good with it.
It was. It was way better than it should have been. The strike should have been a disaster.
Yeah.
To be honest, it wasn't much different than mine. Face control was, but as you said, there was something to the more shots I hit with it, the worse I hit it.
Yeah.
When I first hit it, it was great. When I took a break from it, it was great when I came back.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a clue in there. We'll just have to kind of analyze it later and see what that means.
It would be very interesting to like even do some Arcos testing from a strokes gained perspective, play a couple of rounds with it.
I know.
And do, a sort of strokes gained off the tee. Because if there is a little bit of a trade-off in distance, or an accuracy, what is the gain in distance? Okay, guys, something to think about. Who doesn't want more club head speed? And if it's out there through a longer, lighter option, we're going to explore those types of things. There's enough people doing experiments going the other way. We saw Jimmy Walker going steel shafted and short. This is going lighter and longer. Who knows where the answers lie? I mean, more people are living in the middle in the 45-inch range at 60 to 70 grams, that sort of thing. So kudos to anyone who's willing to step outside their comfort zone and test it.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries of stuff for sure.
Yeah,
very cool.
Okay, more testing on the AUTOFLEX shafts to come. We'll see you again soon.